Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's Tim Brown, and I have the pleasure of having Chris Middleton. Chris, can you give a little bit of what we're going to be talking about on this live?
Yeah, we are going to be dropping a little bit of information about, what I'm talking about at the One Industry One model Orlando stop. So, giving a sneak peek of why it'd be worthwhile to attend.
Yeah, so we got downtown Marriott in Orlando next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Join us. But Chris also works with a lot of entrepreneurs to essentially help them not have to pay taxes that they could not pay, they could otherwise not pay. Help me understand. You talked to me about the number one profit center that entrepreneurs are missing. Why do you call taxes the number one profit center that entrepreneurs are missing?
So, businesses, business owners pay more in taxes than they should, just because there's no real system in place that business owners have to combat that. They think, hey, my CPA's got it. But what I love to look at tax strategy as is the profit center, right? If you can keep more of what you earn, so we invest in profit centers or systems that generate top line revenue or help us shave costs. If we can turn our tax bill into a savings opportunity to reduce that dramatically, that ultimately helps keep more of your money in your heart, in your pocket, and in your bank account.
Absolutely. So, can you give the audience one particular way that you see that entrepreneurs could be paying less taxes that maybe they don't know about?
Yeah, so there's actually at the Minneapolis and the Denver One Industry One model stops that I attended. I shared two ways that business owners could save money on taxes. So one is around optimization of your home, not the home office deduction. So you're going to want to come to that one. And then another one is optimization tax wise around your marketing efforts, which roofers do a lot of marketing. You guys are trying to stay top of mind. I always say you're not a hamburger, so you cost more than a hamburger. So trying to get people and stay top of mind is really really important. So two tax strategies there, but there's one that I haven't mentioned in the tour that I'm finding is relevant with especially roofers is hiring hiring people and tax incentives around hiring people and hiring the right kind of people that can generate significant tax benefits with hiring credits.
Awesome. So we'll talk a little bit more in detail there. I'm excited to get into that one since you're going to be probably sharing that at this next one in Orlando. I just want to say hi to the people that joined. We got Suni, said hi. Ruin, who said hi. Develomark, Kathleen says her company is Majestic Apparel, Minneapolis. Jen Silver's on here. Suni went into a pitch, but let's just say, so Jen is part of this tour. I'm going to try to point at Jen is actually putting on this tour here in Orlando. We're excited. There's a lot of stuff happening in Florida right now. As
I
far
want
as,
to
yeah.
yeah, I want to say real quick, not to interrupt, but to interrupt. Just I'm not a roofer. I'm a tax professional,
Yeah.
and I've stuck around for at Minneapolis and Denver for both days. And guys, there is crazy value. Like I'm sitting here looking at the amazing speakers: Adam Sand, Jim Johnson, Nathan Thibodeau. I think I said his name right. Jen, you, Tim. All the people that are
Yeah.
speaking at this thing are just dropping crazy high, amazing knowledge and value around how to run your business more efficiently. And I can say I benefited just by sticking around and listening to the other speakers. There's some really, really sound, fundamental business advice that's being given, especially if you're in the new roofer niche, because these guys are all in the roofer niche in that industry and looking at that and saying, hey, here's how you can grow and scale your business. So really sound, fundamentally strong information. And I'm just grateful to be a part of that to drop some tax
Yeah.
saving strategies there as part of that.
100%. So what I love about roofing and the roofing industry is there's a lot of people in there that are like grindstone hard workers. And you think about taxes and like, it's basically a leak, and the grindstone grinding it out. You're working your butt off. And sometimes it's not, how do we work harder? Sometimes it's, how can I better harvest what I've got here? And that's a big one when we accidentally get too focused on revenue and aren't focused on profitability. But it's also on that bottom line, trying to figure out how to be more efficient with their tax savings. So Chris, you dropped the nugget of possible, like the employees. Can you talk to me a little bit about what you mean by that? How can people better save on taxes with employees?
So I'm not gonna save this for Orlando. I'm just gonna tell you because I think you should be looking at this right now. So the Workers Opportunity Tax Credit, or WOTC, WOTC. If you don't know what that is, Google it, look it up, ping me. I've got some resources for people that you can help implement this with. But basically, it's a tax strategy that you have to implement ahead of time before you hire somebody. You have to screen for them and say, are they within a certain qualified demographic? So disabled veteran, long-term unemployment recipient. There's some other criteria. One of them is, are you a convicted felon? So if you're hiring these people, which is these niches I find are common in the blue collar industries, roofing, construction, HVAC, you're hiring people that can meet these criteria. And there's a significant tax credit available for you if you implement this strategy. So right now, I talk to a lot of roofers that are like, Chris, we're growing our business, but we're struggling to find and retain the right people. So one great way to help you kind of find and retain the right people is having the right tax strategy implemented at the front end in regards to the hiring process. And there's some more to that, but that's just the quick and dirty. Put it on your radar. You need to look at that. Again, ping me. I'm here to help. I've got resources that I can throw some stuff out. I say I'm trying to put it on your radar. You need to look at that. Again, ping me.
Sorry about that.
Feedback. No worries.
That was my bad. I was trying to make sure there wasn't any comments. If there is comments on Facebook there, so excuse me.
I'm trying to channel my inner Tim Brown here. I'm out for a walk while we're doing this.
Hey, you know what I'll tell you? One quick marketing principle here. Those walk videos do better than I thought they would. Like, if you're out and about taking a walk every day, it's a lovely, easy way to work in a piece of content. Okay, so give us just a few other things that people should be looking at. Maybe we're only going to be about 11, 12 minutes total here. So you got 3 more minutes, but just kind of go over if somebody's taking notes, what should they be looking for? What are like 3 to 5 other opportunities for tax savings? And then we'll leave it on cliffhanger. Please come and check it out in Orlando.
Well, one thing that I'll echo this from the tour, because I hear, Connor, I think it's Rodich, I probably butchered your name, Connor. Sorry about that.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
And Randy Brothers, Jim Johnson, Adam, Jen, talking about knowing your numbers. So we're at mid-year. It's August 1st. We're over halfway through 2022. Crazy. So knowing your numbers, and if your books and records aren't up to date, get them up to date, because somebody like me, as a tax strategy expert, I can't do my job if I don't have accurate information. Right. Just like you can't do your job as a roofer if you don't get up there and get hands on or eyes on or drone if you're using the Roof Hawk AI guys or whatever. So you got to be able to get your numbers together so that somebody like me can do the tax strategy stuff. Examining now mid-year, especially as we're moving into some wonky times, looking at your pillars of personnel. There's other tax incentives that revolve around keeping people, right? So examine your people, examine their compensation models. There's some tax-free fringe benefit options that you can give to people if you're trying to keep them and retain them.
Oh, come on. You got to get into that one. Tell us a little bit about what that was. Chris, you got to tell
So
us a
this
little bit
one,
more on that one. That sounds like a good one.
this one I love. This you can give an employee up to $1,600 a year tax-free. But
Really?
it can't be cash, it can't be gift card, it can't be a check. It's got to be tangible stuff. So what I like to use as an example is you don't have to do 1,600. You could say, hey, for my top tier, my foreman, my general manager, that they're going to get 1,600, and then your rank and file, guy or gal that's kind of working their way up and proving that they belong in your organization, you can say, hey, I'm going to cap them at 600. But the opportunity here is after a performance review, or take them to lunch and just get to know them, chat with them, figure out, hey, how you doing? I'm interested in how you're fitting into the culture of my organization. And then say, I want to give you a appreciation. You've gone, 6 months with quality reviews from clients or customers. You've gone, 6 months, or we implement some sort of policy where you say, hey, we want to give kudos once a quarter. Like who would you give a kudo to?
Like I'm in Gusto, which is our software as a service for
payroll.
How do you categorize that to make sure that
So you don't actually categorize it into payroll. You have to, once you sit down and do a lunch or Zoom or something like this, like maybe I'm like, hey, Tim, you're really into fishing.
Yeah.
Well, hey, what's there at cabela's.com, send me, hey, what type of stuff have you been wanting? If you were going to spoil yourself, what would you get?
Okay. So it has to be a gift though.
Has to be a tangible
gift. Item. Okay. All right. I like
Correct.
This. We whet people's appetite. There's more where that came from. Chris will be in Orlando and in Omaha and in any other locations, oneindustry1model.com. Chris, for the folks out there at home that watched this video that needed a little tax strategy for their day, where should they go to just get a hold of you?
Yeah. So book a time. So I'm happy to book a time with people and chat through 30 minutes. Calendly.com/cut my tax bill. So calendly.com/cut my tax bill. Taxreductionuniversity.com. My website's terrible right now. I'm working on it. And actually, Tim at the One Industry, One Model, I've seen his presentation twice now, and I'm like, oh, okay, those are the questions I need to ask for somebody that's working on my website. So, yeah. Tim, I appreciate the value you bring. But yeah, if you guys are on the fence about the One Industry, One Model, either Orlando or any of the other remaining cities, my presentation alone gives people, I think we figured it out, around $12,000 to $13,000 in tax benefits just from 2 tax strategies, just from 2. And the other presentations and other presenters, people jumping on there that giving value. I mean, crazy value, amazing. I've implemented some things in my business from things that, Randy Brothers and Jen have talked about. So definitely worth going. I know it's an investment to unplug for a couple of days, but man, it's so good to sometimes just slow it down and work on the business instead of in the business.
Well, I'll ask the folks, I'll leave an open-ended question. Is it worth trying to decrease your tax bill? Is it worth it? Drop a comment below if you believe it is, or maybe you believe it's not. It's not worth your time to try to decrease your tax bill. I think for everyone that has a significant one, I'm curious what your answer is. All right. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you for being on. Thank you for taking the time today. And calendly.com/cut my tax bill to schedule some time with him. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.